neat title to get into. Psionic supports the game Rocket League. It is one of the biggest titles to get into as well. But St. Clair, they know how big it is. They were in CRL last year in that first semester, or like 2 years ago rather. They know what it's like to be there and play in those big moments now though. Trying to repeat that, get back in there. Seton Hall trying to threaten once again. Stokely and Tone trying to find their first goal of the game. This game seems to be flying by, already halfway through though.
Yeah, Stokely tried to come off the kickoff with a quick one there, but Christian looking to make it a quick 3. That's going to be saved up by Froze, however, as Spoods. See Spoods and Christian both hustling back to that net. We're burning all that boost, making sure they secure those saves, but to keep that 0 on the scoreboard for Seton Hall, it's all worth it in the end. Spoods pass out to the corner. Ramen from the air.
Whoa.
Stokely, great save. Quick one in there, sends it out towards the left.
Now, this Seton Hall counterattack is going to be something to keep an eye on. We saw the Saints, Seton Hall, they play so well with that volume shooting, putting that pressure on, eventually trying to break down that back line. The Saints, though, last series, were able to find those holes in the counterattack. Seton Hall, they play so frontward facing, so much pressure. Stokely, fantastic save that you can find those chinks in the armor. Now, though, can the Saints repeat that performance? So far, has been a pretty clean game from them overall. They have that 2-0 lead. There's only about 90 seconds left in the game, but we saw Seton Hall score 2-3 goals in the span of 30-40 seconds, so we know this team is capable of anything.
Hopefully he gets demoed up for a bit, going to be out of the play, but now respawns, grabs the ball, going to regroup with his teammate. Tone not able to follow up on that one, and Rose has to be the one to pass it out to Tone through the middle, and there's the goal all the way from half. Tone's able to find that one.
Yeah, what an angle off. I believe the top side of his car there. Beautiful job. Maybe a little bit of help from Christian as well, but Tone, and nonetheless, fantastic job to stop in place, find a piece of that ball. Exactly what Seton Hall was looking for now. 69 seconds left in this game. They are only down that single goal, that single lucky shot, that one pass over the middle. Anything can do it for them now. The Saints knowing how important all these games are in this best of 5. And unlike CCA from last semester, this isn't going to be bracket reset. It's not going to be set. It is bracket reset? Okay, so it is actually going to be bracket reset. So just like CCA, take that back. Seton Hall wins. They will run it back against St. Clair because they were in that winner's final spot. If St. Clair Saints able to close out this series, they will take the series as a whole. Look at these shots on net getting peppered on this blue side, but Seton Hall staying within this game still.
Goal line scramble, not going to go anyone's way. Seton Hall makes those saves happen. Not going to be another one for the Saints. Seton Hall, we have seen this before, last 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Possibly going to take it to overtime here. That could have been the start of their chance. It's all going to be up to the Saints to chunk out this time. 15 seconds left on the clock here. Tone looking to make that clear. It's not going to be good. 10 seconds left on the play here now. As the time ticks down, a demo comes through. Ramen's out of the play, but this ball, it's just one touch on the ground away from number 1. Game 1 goes over to the Saints.
Yeah, big game 1 from the boys so far. It came off, got that hot start. When they get that first goal, they have such a good time controlling the lead, playing the possession game. I mean, look at the shots on net. Again, going to be 11-8. So this Seton Hall team, we saw, you called it perfectly. They had a couple of those goal line scrambles where things were looking pretty dicey for either side. But the Saints able to find that one extra goal that they needed to take that game 1. And now it is that best of 5. So one game, not going to win you the series, but definitely going to be nice to get that little bit of cushion.
And as we get into this next one, I mean, 1-0 on the series. Saints, right, you're sitting here from winner's side just looking to not allow this bracket reset to happen. I mean, the reset is step 1 in Seton Hall, finding this CRL spot, whereas Saints looking to just punch their ticket themselves, trying to make this a 3-0 as quick as possible. You've done it before. The history is there. You've done it against this team. Can you do it again? Seton Hall, what can you do to shut this down as the demos come through? Froze is out of the play for a little bit. Ramen trying to get one in the air, trying to get those set up once again. Spoods ready in net for this save, knocks it out towards the corner. Need to find this clear. Stokely trying to set this up from the middle out to Froze. Pass not going to be good. That's a lot of contention from Christian there.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from Seton Hall, though, early on in this first minute. They're trying to get these chances going. You can already tell they're trying to put that sense of urgency into this game. That is a fantastic opportunity. Stokely going to get denied by Spoots. Now off the ceiling, going to be Tone trying to send that one to the middle, but Ramen going to be there to take out that one as well. This Seton Hall team, though, you can tell game two, much different approach. They are playing hyper-aggressive, and it's going to end up bar down, back of the net. Froze going to be the one to bang that one home. And now Seton Hall, exactly 1 minute in, have a 1-0 lead.
It's exactly the kind of changes you got to make after last game. You realize that Saints have kind of picked apart your defense. Okay, Saints, go play defense. Seton Hall is going to put in shots upon shots upon shots on that net, and it was the way that they were able to take down St. Clair last week. And now it's just got to be that same game plan that they employ here. Little whiff follow-up there from a Saint is going to leave Stokely going right at this Saints goal here. Ramen be the one to knock that one out after a save from Spoods. Ramen takes this one all the way over. No follow-up from that one. Tone knocks it out. Froze to Tone up in the air. Stokely for the follow-up. 1, 2, 3. It's not going to be good. The save from Christian keeps the Saints alive.
Yeah, what a play from Seton Hall. Now the counterattack back the other way. The pass is good. The shot not going to be found. Those Spoods going to get a shot on net. Just going to be a little bit wide of the mark there. Ramen picks up that demo off screen as well. Now Spoods, first man to the touch, tries to get that reset, second touch. Not going to be quite there. Going to lose possession. Now it's going to be Ramen up that right side wall. Tone, though, going to be the one to take that away. The pass to the middle, going to be good. Not going to be able to find a shot, though. Now Christian, no boost to play with. Going to be as much as he can try to do here. Ball back toward that Saint side net, though. Seton Hall, once this ball enters this orange zone, they're going to look to put those clamps on and try to squeeze St. Clair out.
They have to do that once the time runs down a little bit longer. If I were Seton Hall here, I'd try to pad the stats a little bit more. Maybe make it a little bit more insured, and you're seeing that right now with this aggression. However, it's going to get to the point where even with a 1-0 victory, yes, you can start trying to play that clock out. Ramen finds a demo on to Stokely there. That means this back line wide open for a second here. Stokely comes in to shut down that clear before it can be started, but Ramen been the one to get their hands on the ball all day here. Trying to get into the air, trying to contest it from the air has been the name of the game for Ramen. Almost that role that they found themselves into on this team, whereas someone like Tone here, shot straight from the middle, pass from Tone, 2-0 Seton Hall in game two. A complete switch up there from game one.
Yeah, just that pressure now starting to show that it's cracking St. Clair's defense, and just a great shot there by Tone. Nice, easy setup over the middle. Had all day to pick where he wanted to put that ball. Slots that one into that short side corner, and now the Saints find themselves in that 2-0 deficit. Still 2 minutes left on the clock, but Seton Hall playing much better this game, and then especially from the back of last series as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, on the back of last series, playing catch up for most of the game, and finally coming in at the end, finding your one, but coming in here and just starting this game off 2-0, not really giving the Saints any critical chances. There definitely have been shots, but none of them have been absolute nail-biters when it comes to that defense. A couple demos come through, and now Seton Hall right back on the offensive. Tone grab this ball, clear it out from his side. 100 boost to his name, follows that one up. Spood's going to be right on the other side of the pitch here to claim that.
Yeah, now Seton Hall going to send that one back the other way. Stokely with that first touch, trying to find the rebound. Can Tone find the angle for the shot? He's going to. Not enough power, though. Spoods going to drag that one off the goal line, at least keep this game alive for the time being. The clock still not going to be on the Saints' side. They're going to have to make something happen sooner than later. Spoods now trying to play that ball from Stokely. That's going to go to that far side corner. Ramen, that cross-court pass to Spoods. The shot's going to be on target. Off the crossbar, though, not going to be found. Second touch off the backboard, also going to get denied. Stokely keeping that one out of that blue net, at least for the moment. The Saints, 2 or 3 excellent scoring chances, but now only 45 seconds left, and they still have to make up at least 2 of those goals.
Saints start to get desperate in these last minutes, and you see as they leave that net wide open,
they had to
Seton
try.
Hall, yeah, they have to try. Seton Hall, though, also has to capitalize on that wide open net. Going to make that 3-0, and now game 2 starting to look a little bit too far away for the Saints. Might have to soak this game loss, move on to game 3 as the series looking to be 1-1 in a few moments here, but 30 seconds left. Saints not done just yet. Still going to be aggressors on this ball, but 30 seconds remaining. It's a tough task.
Yeah, just play out the rest of this game. Maybe have 1 or 2 good things go your way. Take something into that next game. You know, try to go out on a good note instead of out on a whimper. Seton Hall has played a fantastic game to pretty much start to finish. The Saints never really looked like they could get their footing, couldn't really find those good chances we were talking about before. They had some chances here and there, those kind of one-off opportunities, but nothing really consistent. The pressure of Seton Hall, just like last week, proved to be far too much this game, and why not one more for Seton Hall? 4 seconds left. Stokely going to add his first one of the game there, and as you said, game 2 all but in the books, and be on to game 3, 1-1.
Coming into this one, just waiting on this kickoff at this point. Last second goal from Seton Hall. 4 seconds left. Punch in their 4th goal is just waiting for game 1 to end here. 4-0 fashion. Saints completely shut out here. Well, I shouldn't say that. Game's not over, but now the Saints completely shut out by Seton Hall here in game 2. Stokely and Froze just seem right back on it. It's like we've turned the clocks back to last week. Much more competitive here than game 1, especially after a 3-0 earlier today. Seton Hall back in this one.
Well, and that's why earlier I said I feel like these two teams, if they played 100 times, it might be like 51-49 for one of these sides. You look at the Saints earlier in the day, had a lot of ball control, had a lot of shots. Now Seton Hall back to their old ways, 13-4 the shot calendar there. Saints make 10 saves, keeping a lot of balls out of the net there. But again, you can only make so many saves and only play so much defense. That back line is going to break eventually. And a team like Seton Hall that knows where its bread is buttered, they know the kind of plays they want to make. They're going to capitalize off that every single time. Now, though, both these teams have had some time. They've had a full series and a half now into game 3 here to potentially, decide which way this series swings.
And I mean, here's the thing, right? You got to remember, too, Seton Hall just came from playing a match in that losers finals, right? They're nice and warm up here coming into this one. They're right off the pitch. So, I mean, is it warmed up? Is it worn out? That's going to be the question coming into the rest of this series. But clearly from last game, they've got something cooking.
Yeah, at least got back to their old game plan last game. That first game, the Saints kind of felt like they got them off their foot there. They couldn't really do what they wanted to do as far as impose their will, start that pressure. But that game, too, they came out firing away at that Saints net. The Saints basically, as you said, you don't want to play too reactionary on defense. You want to go make plays happen. They felt like they were just kind of waiting for stuff to hit them, and they were trying their best to try to, knock away as much of it as they could.
Yeah, not really like trying to shut it down before the play happens. It was like stop the play after it's made, which personally just don't think is the right way to play out some of these games, especially when the competition gets this fierce in grand finals. Get a little backflip for the play, but it's actually going to be Christian to send it towards that backboard. Spoods gets that one down. Seton tries to keep this pressure going, but it's Frozen Stokely there at the half who have to be the ones to reset this. Stokely from the sky is not going to be good. Froze bumped by, I believe that was Spoods there with that bump. Huge one to shut that down. Who knows where that shot was headed? Straight for the net by the looks of it. Spoods with a wide clear above Stokely's head. Not going to give Christian enough time to follow up, though.
Yeah, between the bump and the demo, that was very, very scary for the Saints, but they are able to escape. No big damage. However, this ball still threatening. They seem to be getting tied up a little bit. These Saints are a little bit grouped up for a lot of these pushes, too. Maybe work on the spacing and the timing, but the timing is going to be perfect for Seton Hall through that corner. Froze going to be the one to receive that goal. Stokely, fantastic job to find that second touch, and Spoods just not able to get that bouncer. And Seton Hall, just about 2 minutes into game 3 here, are going to open up a 1-0 lead again.
Seton Hall, it looks like they've kind of readjusted from earlier today. They're back to this aggression.
What a bump.
Saints, what can you do? What can you do about this aggression? Because you've seen it last game, you've seen it now halfway through this game, and I can't wait to see the shot counters coming out from Seton Hall, because it's just going to cement that this game plan works against the Saints, and the Saints are going to have to dig themselves out of this hole, and I think it might be that wake-up call that they need halfway through this set.
Yeah, you would have hoped that game 2 was going to be that wake-up call, but nonetheless, at least you do have that reset to look forward to. However, they said forget all that noise, Christian. He's going to get the Saints on the board for the first time here in game 3. That is a massive goal. You wanted to get one ideally quick as well. Now you have that full 304 to play just to find that one extra shot. You're putting yourself in a much better position, and you at least, to some degree, halt that momentum of Seton Hall.
Yeah, not leaving that 0 on the board, definitely big. I think it's big for your own mentals, too, as a team, to just know that you've gotten something this game. It just feels a lot closer than that 2-0 scoreline, or even coming in anything bigger than that.
Yeah.
Ramen Now contested in the air from Froze. It's just air ping pong between Ramen, Stokely, Froze, a couple of these key players that really like to play in the air and go for almost these air mix-ups between each other as they try to carry from one net to the other. Christian now finds themselves in the air. Little reset on that ball. Tone to be the one to clear it out. Ramen towards the corner.
Yeah, Ramen getting to clear that one out toward that corner side now. Ball over to that middle area of the field. We're going to see Tone going for it. Challenge going to be there. Spoods not going to make it in time. The net's wide open, though. Just kidding. Christian gets back in time. That net looked extremely vacant. However, they are still in the danger zone here. These Seton Hall members are crashing all over this goal line. Now, can the Saints get that counterattack going, though? Can Spoods and Christian figure out some way to find this second touch? The pass is beautiful. Oh, my goodness. It is all day long between these two. Christian, backboard, Spoods, net. We are locked up at 2s with just about 2 left to play in Game 3.
And from what looked like a devastating game from the beginning, after about a minute, it looks like Saints suddenly back to full form from that winners finals series as they're just straight back into pressuring the backboard, getting these double touches going, but Stokely is straight back to it as well. 2 for 3 this game. 2 goals to come through now. Straight off the backboard, Christian setting it up for Seton Hall there for Stokely to take advantage. And I think those backboard shots are some of the big ones, right? It just resets that second rebound. The first player comes through, you think they're going to make that shot, they set it up for the second player, and then you immediately just have no idea where that's going in the net. Once again, a scramble at the goal line leaves Saints with nothing as a big save from Seton Hall comes through. Straight out towards the side, a pinch from the corner. Gonna keep it in this blue zone for a little bit. Froze looking for a high clear here. Ramen actually gonna get passed by in the air. There's only 2 defenders on this ball. Christian to be the one to clear it out, but can't leave that net wide open for too long. You see Saints rotate back towards this one for the defense, waiting for that critical play. Be able to make it out of here, be able to tie this one up. We've seen they know how to make this play, but can they make it happen in this last minute when the pressure's really on?
That's going to be tough. Seton Hall has played so well once again this game, just keeping control of the ball, trying to keep this offensive zone time. Spoods, he's got a 1v1 with the goalie. Stokely, though, going to win out that duel this time. Spoods trying to get that follow to the ball. Now it's going to be Tone, first one there, trying to see what he can do, trying to find that 4th goal, try to ice things up for Seton Hall. Drive to the post, not going to be good. That second follow going to be there. That ball, very dangerous spot. It's going to be Froze trying to see what they can do. At the very least, try to kill time in this orange zone, allow the Saints to not have as many chances as they possibly could, but they have to get this ball moving. 30 seconds to play. Still just that 1 goal separating these 2 teams. Anything could go down, but if Seton Hall can keep getting this clear, they should be in a pretty good spot with the rest of this game.
Carry from Christian. Tone to clear that one out. Grabs it in the air. Pass from Ramen down to Spoods all the way from the sky. Spoods, this is the problem. Stokely knocks it off the nose of that car every single time the air carry tries to come through. Tone to shut it down in the last second. 1 second left. This dribble is huge. Saints, you have the opportunity to make it to overtime, but Froze has other plans. Straight to the grass. That's going to be Game 2 locked down for Seton Hall. 2-1 now in the series.
Yeah, a back and forth series, but Seton Hall now taking 2 consecutive games over these Saints. They are now sitting 1 game off of that bracket reset, trying to flip things on its head. They want to take that last CRL spot for this weekend. The Saints, now you have to find some way to combat that pressure. The shot total this time, not as bad. The Saints, they had a lot of shots in that last minute, but that first 2-3 minutes again is going to be the crucial part of this game. Seton Hall, they do so well, starting out hot, finding chance after chance, getting comfortable, and then playing their own game plan. The Saints, when they got to that early lead in Game 1, they threw Seton Hall off their game. It's so hard to play that aggression when you're playing from behind, but Game 4 now underway. Seton Hall, like we said, 1 game off the reset. The Saints trying to force this one to Game 5 to have to avoid such circumstance.
Christian comes back in off the kickoff, tries to get some pressure started, but is shut down in the corner. A couple bounces come back through, resets come through off the top. Tone technically makes, I guess that was technically a shot, according to the game. Coming through, it's down from the top, but when there's no one to follow up on that through the middle, it's a wide open ball for Seton Hall to be able to clear it out. Stokely contested on this ball. Froze eyeing that one down through the air. Ramen with a good congestion.
So many
air
50s.
congestions come through every time.
3 or 4 50s back to back. Oh, what a pass. Actually turns into a shot. Scorcher to the top left corner. Just going to be a little bit off the mark there was Ramen. Now the Saints trying to get going on this counterattack. Spoods trying to find that pass through. Not going to connect, though. Now he's going to pass this ball back to the middle. It's going to be Ramen there to play that one out. Now, what can the Saints get going? That ball's hanging across the middle. Not going to be good, though. Christian, a little bit of boost to play with. What idea does he have in store? Looking for the pass, looking for the shot. It's going to be the pass. The shot is good, but the save is even better. Stokely keeping the door closed. He has had a phenomenal series for Seton Hall, and now they're trying to get back going on the offense.
Yeah, Spoods, great contention there. Shut down Tone's shot. A lot of boost wasted from Tone there as well. Stokely comes in. Similar kind of contention. I think those are some of the best contestations you can have. Just send it in a random direction, left or right, and just hope that it gets out of their hands. Send it at breakneck speeds there. Christian and Ramen have to follow up this ball. Coming in through the middle. Now it's only Froze on the defense here.
Yeah, Froze seeing if he can play this ball out toward that middle. Ramen, though, maybe got a piece of it there. Now back to Stokely, though. Going to try to clear this ball to that orange side. Christian there for the read. Going to once again send this back and forth. You can just tell how even these teams are. Christian looking for that bump in the net there, seeing if he could open up a window for either Ramen or Spoods, maybe. Now Ramen going to get 2 members taken out there. Stokely going to find the demo, or rather Tone and Froze. Double demo, though. Only Spoods left on the pitch. The shot's going to be wide left of the post, though. The Saints are going to get on respawn. They should be able to get some boost. Going to be a very, very nice moment for them to not have to worry about that 1-0 deficit. But as we say that, halfway through this game, still nothing on the scoreboard.
A double demo comes through. Spoods saves it, and the time stalled is just good enough for those respawns to come through. Now, Christian and Ramen with some pressure at the net. Stokely pushes it out, and Spoods was not ready for that touch from Stokely. Just that angle was so unexpected as cleared out to the corner. Ramen, though, is able to keep this pressure in for a bit. Here's the problem, though. Froze and Stokely, they start to get an eye on that Saints net, and the second you see that carry start to come through, you got to be concerned about the back of the net.
Yeah, you got to be very concerned. Now the Saints have to make sure this defense stays in order as well. Froze and Tone trying to get something going here. Not going to be able to find each other, though. Stokely now going to be the third man. What does he have in store here? Trying to get it to the crease. Not going to make it. That path going to be blocked off there. All 3 of these Seton Hall members grouped up on this left side wall, trying to see what they want to do with this play. Now Spoods and Christian. Oh, the double commit. It doesn't go their way. That's going to be 1 on the board for Seton Hall. Maybe a miscommunication. Maybe they were going for a pinch. Regardless how you want to spin it, the play doesn't go in their favor, and Stokely will happily bury that one and give Seton Hall a late 1-0 lead.
Almost 3+ minutes into this game. Seton Hall finally finds their lead, finds that 1-0. St. Clair Saints have to try and even this up. Keep in mind, Seton Hall on the verge of this reset here. 2-1 right now in the series. Spoods going up, nice. Knock it off of Stokely's nose there. Rose, nice to set it up towards the middle. Tone for the follow-up, right down from the ceiling again. Anytime I see those high shots come through, it's just, you know it's scary for those defenders. Whether it be Seton Hall, whether it be St. Clair, the second you see that ball go high and start dropping like 90 degrees from the ceiling, no, it's going to be a tough one to save. You never know when that third person, when that second player is going to come in and follow up on that ball here off the backboard. It's not going to be good.
Yeah, the Saints cannot afford to give up a second goal here. I think that would spell the end of Game 4 definitively. They only have 40 seconds left to make it up. Enough time to get a couple good chances. However, with shots like that, the chances are going to be even harder to come by. Froze, beautiful job to be at that right place, the right time. Stokely driving that ball off that back wall, drawing 2 pairs of eyes. Just enough attention they needed. Now Seton Hall, 39 seconds off a bracket reset.
Yeah, this is close. 40 seconds essentially down to the wire. Seton Hall looking for this bracket reset, 1 step closer to that CRL spot. That's all what it's about today. What these Sundays are for. These teams have battled so far through this bracket. Seton Hall even farther. And now they're ready to punch this 3-1 and play a whole nother best of 5 to try and make it into that CRL qualifying spot. Spoods and the squad here from the Saints just essentially ready to reset this bracket, ready to let this happen, because there's not much what you can do in the end. 3-1 Seton Hall dominating this first reset.
Not much else to say. The Saints took that first game, and it never really went their way after the fact. The shot total, once again, pretty even. It was just a couple small mistakes. Seton Hall taking advantage and capitalizing when they needed to, but they take those 3 unanswered games. They end up taking this first series, and now it all comes down to one final best-of-5, Seton Hall versus St. Clair College, a CRL spot on the line. You know these players have to be nervous, but this is why you play the game.
It all comes down to this. Nobody is no longer winners and losers. I guess technically both teams now in losers.
Yeah, by that logic.
That logic now getting back onto the field. Here we are. This is it, Jobin. They've reset the bracket. Seton Hall brought us all the way here, all the way from losers after Saints. We're the ones to send them down there. Brought it all the way back to Grands. CRL on the line with this best-of-5. It's kickoff starting momentarily. Own Stokely, Spoods, Christian on the pitch as we wait. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
The final series of today. The best-of-5 to decide who will make it into league play for Collegiate Rocket League. And the other team will sadly be going home. Their CRL journey will be over for the moment. The Saints, they were taken out of last week's CRL qualifier by this very same Seton Hall team. Sent them down to losers. Now they have been bracket reset. These two teams building up a boatload of history in just a few short weeks here. Seton Hall dominated those last 3 games, though. It's on the Saints now to try to make some adjustment and try to get back in this series, at least as far as momentum goes.
Rahman comes in for the follow-up, and the momentum is going to be started here in game 1. Look at that. First 30 seconds, a scramble in front of the net, and what looked like was going to be another one of those 1, 2, 3, and then reset the control. Actually ends up being Rahman coming in after resetting his boost and finding that goal. Christian going to be demoed off the kickoff, but the offense comes all the way from the Saints. Keep this for Christian's respawn as now Rahman ready, 100 boosts. He's ready to make these saves, ready to find a demo as well. Christian and Rahman to follow up. Stokely waiting, just chasing them down. Not able to find it. 2-0 game 1. St. Clair, I mean, we saw this game 1 in that first series as well. Don't want to count out Seton Hall just yet, but somehow Saints kind of a bit of a stride here in game 1, but we're still 4 minutes of Rocket League to play. This could either be a 2-0 game, ride it all the way out for 4 minutes, or we're seeing like 5-5 from each team here.
I do like the aggression from St. Clair, though. If you're going to get that first goal, even though you don't want to give up that goal right away, you know how powerful Seton Hall's offense is. If you can put that second, that third goal on them, they already like to play super, super aggressive. You can almost bait them into a trap. If you get that second, third goal, you can make them try to play a little bit more aggressive than even usual, get that counterattack going. That has actually worked out wonders today, but 2-0 lead, you're definitely feeling a lot better. But yeah, me and you, we've called enough games to know that, especially in a game 1, this series is anything but over at this point.
100%. I think, especially with that second goal, it was definitely a spur-of-the-moment decision. You saw Rahman, he just ended up getting the demo on the farthest defense player, and they said, okay, follow this breakaway. Go, go, go. Spood said go, 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 straight to the net. 3-0 after his third shot. Finally going to be the one to land this game. Spoods, solo play of the century there.
Yeah, the threat of the Christian bump always so real. You can see these defenders, they realize they have to play against Christian and try to save that ball from Spoods. So difficult. And I love this start from St. Clair, because after having those last 3 games be as kind of flat and demoralizing as they were, especially knowing going through that reset was, they didn't want to have to. You wanted to finish that off in a 5-game series. Don't want to worry about it, but now you did it. You ended up losing. You're in the moment. To come out game 1 and start so fast, definitely going to be a good sign, because I wouldn't have been surprised if they came out maybe kind of flat, let in the first goal or 2 things. Maybe didn't go their way. What a goal by Tone there. Individual effort we were talking about earlier. Beautiful job. The touch from Spoods, and Tone off the ceiling, flicked to himself, and one last hit to finish that thing off. Ramen not going to get enough of that one. Seton Hall, lots of time left to get these last two.
I mean, that was 2 or 3 flips for the goal right there. Tone clearly showing their prowess there from Seton Hall. Frozen Stokely, no need for the help to make that goal happen. Tone with the straight-up mix-ups on those defenders. However, still 2 goals down. Not going to change that deficit too heavy, but 1 goal. It's always the start. Stokely follows up this one. Where's the defender is the question. Bumped out is Spoods, and Stokely finds that goal, carries it all the way in from half.
Yeah, the over-aggression from the Saints kind of bit them there. 2 of those members go chasing to the corner, and Stokely with an excellent dismount off that ball. The bump onto Spoods 25-ish seconds later. We are into a 1-goal game. That 3-0 lead that felt so safe has now whittled down to just a single goal. Now, if you're St. Clair, you really got to buckle down and you really have to find momentum, or Seton Hall might go running here.
As it rolls on the goal line, Seton Hall, Stokely for 2 in about 10 seconds, and the rest of Seton Hall good for 3 in about a minute. Seton Hall just absolutely flips the script in this game here. What looked like St. Clair domination from minute 1 has completely flipped on its head just over halfway through this game.
Yeah, now the worry would be Seton Hall. They are clearly firing on all cylinders. And a fourth goal in under 1 minute of play. Seton Hall completely dominating the last 60 seconds of play. The Saints all out of sorts, all out of whack. They can't find a way to get it done. And Seton Hall now 1-goal advantage, 4 unanswered in the last minute.
Coming off this kickoff, 2 minutes left here in game 1. Series Ramen out from the corner, down in front of the net. Not going to be good for that follow-up. Boots has to go. Boots finds a demo. Clear out from Froze, however. From Tone there. Froze comes up from high. Boots to meet it in the air off the backboard. Stokely missed that one in the air. Tone to follow up on that ball, but will he be the one to follow up is the question. Christian actually to get his hands on the ball there. Pass out to Ramen. Comes in from the air. Rose can't follow up on that one. Tone has to be the one to keep this one in play for Seton Hall. Stokely in the air. Find 1 touch on the ball. It's not good enough.
Yeah, now it's going to be Spoods seeing what he can do with this ball, going to get that centering play, but Stokely reading that one in that far side corner. Now the pass to Tone. Tone, you know he's looking for one of these members over the middle. That touch, that challenge with Ramen, going to be good. The save will be made though. Froze now back to the ceiling, seeing if he can get one of these teammates open, create 1 more of these chances. Seton Hall would love that 5th unanswered. They'd be feeling very good, especially with only 50+ seconds remaining on this clock. Now Spoods, though, trying to get something going. Tone, so good defensively, though, has been shutting down every single one of these Saints attempts. Ramen going to get enough of a piece of one there to keep that 5th goal out. But the Saints, the clock is not your friend. You have got to figure out a way to put this ball in and put it in soon.
Own contest in the air over to Spoods. Rose pops it past Ramen. Christian has to be the one to be near the net here. Gonna be popped high. Spoods grabs it on the backboard. 30 seconds. Saints, you've got time to work with, but it's fleeting. Ramen finds themselves in the air. Those tiny little taps every single time are so devastating. Off the crossbar. What?
Oh,
it's missed. The Saints, 10 seconds left, and game 1 slowly slipping out of their fingers. Christian pops it back towards the corner. This ball hits the ground, and it is all over. Spoods from the air drops back down, and that is going to be it. Game 1 secured by Seton Hall.
yeah, and you have to wonder if you're in that St. Clair camp, how are you going to recover for this game 2? Especially, you dropped 3 in a row to lose that last series. You had a 3-0 lead with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. And by 1:56, you were losing and you found yourself down 1. And now you find yourself down into this grand final 1-0 as well. Everything on the line. Seton Hall, they have shown up and shown out. Game 2 on the horizon. The Saints are going to have to make an adjustment, or this run could be cut short.
I mean, it looked so promising from the beginning of that game. I think we can forget that game started 3-0 for the Saints. A 4-3 comeback to come through from Seton Hall, and Saints absolutely, I mean, you literally can't paint it any other way. Whiffed the game at the end. Hit that ball towards the crossbar. on a breakaway, and Seton Hall is going to run away with that one. No overtime necessary. Now 1-0 in this series, looking at that CRL spot.
Yeah, the boys have to figure out some way to get the offense going once more. Seton Hall already attacking and threatening. This is a very dangerous spot for these guys to be. They thrive fighting above that net, creating this chaos in front of the crease. Touch off the backboard though. Froze going to do a great job to play that one. Now it's going to be Ramen kicking that one toward the middle. Christian there for the challenge ball. Still popping around in no man's land here. Tone and Froze though trying to get hooked up in this corner. Now it's going to be Ramen. Next touch on that ball. It over the midline here, going to find that little angle. The pass is going to be good to Christian. Can he find the shot on net though? It's going to be just wide of that post. The Saints still trying to threaten. Spoods going to be that third man to follow. No one else there for that follow though. And Stokely sending that one back the other way. Luckily though, that defense of the Saints there to hold up.
Yeah, Christian not ready to let that one go just yet, all the way from the other side. It's going to drop down right in front of the net. Not Ramen to follow up. Number 1 for the Saints here in game 2. 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining on the clock after that one, and the ball from the skies set up by Christian is gonna be good. You saw Spoods there. He was ready for that third follow-up, and I think that's a big thing, is having that player ready for that next follow-up, ready to be able to make that rebound is a key one in being able to keep this pressure on, right? Split up those defenders, force the defenders to have to make second or third rotations back into that net for more saves, and just whittle down the boost, whittle down the resources.
Oh, Christian trying to get a little bit fancy there. Now Spood's going to make a great touch on that ball. Second one as well, trying to clear this one out of the corner. We saw how quickly a 3-0 lead evaporated at the hands of Seton Hall last game. You know the Saints are not going to be feeling any type of safe with just a 1-goal advantage. That shot's going to be on target, though. Going to be knocked away by Tone. Now Spoods seeing if he can get something over to that middle area. Christian or Ramen, though, not going to be there for the follow. The Saints just passing it back and forth, waiting for something to potentially open up here. Ramen going to send that one cross-court. Christian, full side boost now. Let's see what he can do into this crease, trying to get the fake out on Tone and Stokely, but Stokely, fantastic job to read that ball midair and make the challenge.
Pass from Ramen over to Christian in the corner. Ball, though, keeping its momentum. Tone is going to be the one to allow it to just move straight into that corner, just guide it there slightly. Christian trying to set back up towards the middle. It's good from Ramen, but the save is even better from Tone as he gets himself right in between the net and the ball there. Spoods pops it over to defender. Stokely in a perfect position to send this one high. It's down through the middle. Is the third Seton Hall member there to follow up? It's going to be a contention on contention on contention. These air 50-50s just cannot be stopped. Both of these teams are right there every single time that ball seems to have a free area in the air.
Yeah, and the ball never seems to cheat to either side. It falls exactly smack dab in the middle where they ended up challenging it. So many of these 50s this game so far. Christian now going to take it to this right wall. The demo is going to be good onto Stokely. Can they open up anything, though? It's going to be Froze, buying a lot of time, keeping that ball buried in this orange zone. Now Ramen going to be Spood's first one there, trying to get this ball out. The Saints still clinging to just a 1-goal lead. Pass off the backboard. Can Ramen find the follow? Second touch, goal, backboard and down. Saints 2-0 lead now. However, we said last game as well, we know any lead not safe in Rocky League. However, the longer this game goes, if you can keep accruing these goals once every so often, you're going to find yourself in a much better spot, and you're going to break that 4-game loss streak as well.
Timing is key here, especially in just keeping an eye on that scoreboard there on the clock. 2 minutes just under that remaining. A great save from Froze. Now Seton Hall, this is when they get on the aggression. But that's a great clear out from Christian. At least send it to the corner where it's up to the Seton Hall members to make a play. Don't just let it sit there willy-nilly in front of your goal. Do not let that thing chill in the crease, because that's where these goals come from. A great save from Christian. Bounces back out all the way over towards this blue side here. Follow up from Froze. Clear it back out. Saints waiting in the back line to make these saves to get a little bit more, advantageous clear for themselves. Make sure they're not chasing after this ball when it's not necessary.
Yeah, give you a little bit of head start to get some boost, get a good crack at that ball, and really send that thing the other way, especially so you can get off your back foot. Don't get boost starved. Try to create maybe 1 or 2 chances the other way. This is exactly what they have to do. Spoods trying to carry this one the entire length of the pitch here. Froze, no boost. Probably going to pass it off to someone behind him in a second here, but it's going to be a great contest from Ramen, just trying to buy that time. But Froze He's going to beat that first defender, pick up that full boost. Maybe he can make something happen now. Seton Hall, they know they can make goals happen in a flash, but 45 seconds left. They're going to have to get on their high horse, and they're going to have to start making stuff happen.
Had demo onto Tone. Looked like the Saints had a sec to follow up on that play, but two defenders a little too far back in that orange zone. But now, with a 2-0 lead and 30 seconds remaining, make it a 3-0 lead with 31 seconds remaining. Spoods finds their first goal of the game and punches that lead even more farther away from Seton Hall here. Game 2, looking like it's going to be going to your St. Clair Saints here. 1-1 in the series. Wow.
Even though it should be locked up, there's still like 10% of me that's scared to even call this game, technically because of what we saw last game, but I would have to probably agree the way they've played this game, the fact that 3 goals in 30 seconds isn't exactly, 4 goals in a minute, not too much different from 3 goals 30 seconds, but considering the circumstance that the Saints have done a great job getting off this back foot, clearing this ball, maybe they look for that definite insurance policy. 4th goal, not going to be found for the moment, but they're not going to care about that. All they care about is that they have broken that 4-game loss streak going back to last series. They have knotted things up in this grand final.
Not to mention that, but you secure that 3-0 that, at the starting of the game looked like was possible there in game 1 of the reset. Now, as you move into game 3 here, you're not as concerned. I think it's a big mental boost coming back into this one to not have to worry about them coming back in with goals or them making a comeback there. You see the shot counters as well. It's at 9 to 10 actually.
Yeah,
very close here.
I think it was 10-8 last game and now 9-8 or whatever it is. Both of these teams, you can tell they are super dead even. Both these games, the series is 1-1. Both of those games were 1-goal games pretty much to the end. The Saints obviously piled it on, but so many of these games. Last week we saw 2 overtime games. It is truly an any given Sunday situation with these two teams, but they don't want to hear that. All they want to hear is themselves be crowned the winners later on, so they're still going to fight the rest of this and what now is a best-of-3 series to decide this last spot.
Yeah, pretty much when you've got both teams going 1-1, essentially just becomes a best-of-3 here. Spoods knocks it up high, Froze, great follow-up, but Spoods is right there, back on the ball to shut that one down. Tone tries to start this one from the top. Backboard setup not going to be good. Froze has to follow that one up, but Demo comes through onto Tone. There's only 2 defenders left. But no third player to follow that one up from the Saints. Realistically keeping it on the safe side of play there, but every time there's a demo that comes through, I always think one of these teams is going to just flip a switch, burn 100 boosts per player, and just follow that one up.
Yeah, and Seton Hall has already had 4 or 5 very, very dangerous chances, and they're looking to threaten. Once again, Stokely gets that midair bump, trying to find the second touch. He is so mechanically gifted. He's able to do so much on an individual standpoint, obviously as a team player as well, but he's made so many key plays in this series to keep things going. Now Seton Hall, maybe something on this counterattack. That second touch is going to be nice off the backboard, but Spoods going to read that one well, going to make a save accordingly. He's going to get the bump. Fro's going to find the demo, but a great job by, I believe it was Spoods, to buy those extra couple seconds. The flip reset's going to be good. 2 Saints, though, chasing is going to be good enough to clear that one out, at least for a half second here. This ball still in this orange zone, though. You really, if you're looking at the Saints, you've got to get this ball out, and you have to start finding scoring chances.
Yeah, you have to. Yes, you're okay with having this 0-0 for now, but the second those shots start piling up on your goal, you realize you have to start putting the pressure on. You can't let Seton Hall become complacent in your zone and let them become comfortable with just having 1 or 2 players back for that defense. You want them to be trying to put all of their resources into their defense so that they can't come into your own zone and find you with these crazy backboard plays that they've been able to do all series.
Yeah, because they can make so many, just amazing plays. As you said, backboard passes, cycling the ball, individual plays. They can kind of do it all mechanically. So you're going to have to try to get them, whether it's through the strategy or some other means, whether it's, finding spacing with these demos, using those bumps in the net that Christian has been so damn good at these last couple weeks. Spoods, he's been so good at trying to put this ball in the net as well. Not going to be able to crack that one home, though. Now Tone going to have a great shot toward the net there. It's a steamer, but Spoods knocking that one away. That one had a lot of speed on it. Now back the other way, Seton Hall. Both of these teams, just like the first 2 games, ball back and forth to each opposite corner.
Yeah, I mean, we've probably been seeing, this is probably the most ping pong game of the day, I'd say. Just back and forth, these rallies coming through, and yes, there have been some crazy chances, specifically for Seton Hall. I'm looking at this game.
Yeah.
Yes, Saints have had a few shots, but Seton Halls have been much more quality, I think, this game, and a lot more setup behind them, and it just happens to be that one Saint to be able to shut them down. But this could be a huge follow-up. No Saint really there. Christian contested off of Froze. Ramen comes flying in through the air, unable to really get any tap on that one. Double demo from each side here. A one-for-one trade as it's a 2v2 shortly. Now that Ramen's back up and into the play. Follow up on that ball, set up towards the middle. Spoods comes in, but Stokely sends it high.
I wonder how much pressure these players are feeling. I know I'm feeling a lot of pressure. I'm just casting the game. A minute 20 in this game. Bar down. The ball is hanging around. It won't end up in the back of the net, though. Seton Hall, they get away with one. The clutches of death. They somehow escape, and now they're going back the other way, trying to find that goal. Still, one goal will take the lead in this game, and Seton Hall, they look to find it, but it's not going to be good. Spoods making a save. Both of these teams so damn even, back and forth on a pendulum. There's been so many good chances, so many quality looks this last little stretch, and Seton Hall's gonna find that good one though. 51 seconds left. They finally break through. They finally find that first goal of the game, and it could not have come in a more clutch time.
This is exactly what Saints have been unable to do this series. Whittle down the defense. Boom, boom, boom. 3 shots done. Pass it out back to the corner. Kind of reset your players a little bit. Pass it out to Froze, and suddenly there's 2 defenders in the net there, and neither of them have the boost to adjust to that ball.
Yeah, it's so tricky to make that adjustment, especially mid-play when the ball is so close to your car. You don't really have any time to kind of make a read on it. Oh, Seton Hall almost getting that second one, though. 34 seconds. All that remains for these Saints in this Game 3. Being down 2-1 in this reset, you know they'd be feeling a world of weight on their shoulders. The pass not going to be that good. The follow for Seton Hall not going to be good as well. The third touch, though, still not going to be in. 18 seconds left, though. It is pretty much now or never for this Game 3. The Saints, you have to find some way to get possession and find a shot on net here, but that's going to spell disaster. Second touch, only 5 seconds left to play, and Tone is still trying to gather possession here. The Saints now, it'll take a miracle. They have one last chance at the breakout. Ramen off the wall. Can he find anyone else in the wings, though? That ball looks like it's going to touch down. Still alive, at least for the moment. Spoods trying to keep it alive off that sidewall. Still not quite in overtime, and now we will end up a 1-0 score. Seton Hall now game point, match point, CRL point. They are 5 minutes away from locking in this bracket reset and toppling over these Saints.
At that shot counter, we're straight back to game 1 here. Got 15 shots to come through from Seton Hall.
Saves.
5 total shots from the Saints here.
12 saves.
It speaks to exactly how that game played out. 3 minutes was Seton Hall shooting on the Saints net, and the other 2 minutes was the Saints clearing it out.
Yeah.
And the one goal that, didn't happen was so close on that goal line, but you can't even be banking on those chances. That was not a secured goal. That was a spur of the moment, thing that happens when this ball is bouncing, and there's the redemption.
Yeah, I was going to say.
From that goal.
Had deja vu there for a second. Luckily, though, Ramen, he's been getting so many of these first goals, but 4 minutes, 51 seconds might as well be an entire series in itself. So if you're saying, Claire, you got to buckle down, you got to look for 2, you got to look for 3. More importantly, you have to get out of your defensive end more of the game.
Yeah, he tries to clear this one out, but immediately off the kickoff, we're straight back to pressure from Seton Hall. Boots has to be the one to follow up on this ball, try to keep this pressure going, try to make this lead even larger, because now Seton Hall on match point. St. Clair, you got to make this, I guess, best of 3 reverse sweep, as we like to refer to it there. But coming in, Spoods. There's a demo from Ramen. It's good. Tone is going to clear that one out, however. Froze and Tone, both players getting down and dirty on these cars. Froze not looking at the ball there, but looking at Christian for that bump. He's going to clear that one out, bring it all the way back into this zone. Stokely gets demoed by Ramen. Another good demo to come through, but nothing to be followed up on.
Yeah, and I know they were going for them a little bit, but maybe those demos are going to be that key in that Saints defensive end. Maybe just take one of the players away. Don't try to read their passing plays. It's very, very hard to play against this Seton Hall offense in your end. maybe just taking one of those players out gonna end up being the best strategy. Yeah, you might leave yourself a little bit exposed if you go out of your way for a demo, but if you do end up eliminating that player from the equation, 3v2, you're gonna like your chances, especially if someone shoots it, there's not that extra person to gather that rebound, set up that pass, try to keep the line, try to hold that line. If you can find some way to do that, you might be in really good shape. Getting these passing plays going too, going to be crucial. Now, Spoots all alone on this defensive side. He's got some help on the back line there. Ramen going to be there to clear that one.
Ramen going to follow that one up into the air. Tone right through to the corner. Spoods and Tone, complete scuffle in the corner. All three players from Seton Hall find their way there, but it's Spoods by his lonesome to be able to clear that one out. Ramen follows up into the corner. Bounce it off the wall, try to set it up towards the middle. Tone hops right over him, grabs the ball. Spoods, great contention in the air there, but this is anyone's ball here.
Yeah, this is anyone's ball indeed. And Seton Hall, they know how strong they are in this offensive end. If you're the Saints now, this is where that dangerous part of the mid-game comes, where you spent that 3 minutes you talked about playing either defense or just trying to clear that ball out. You have to make sure you spend adequate time in that offensive end trying to gather chances. You at least keep Seton Hall honest. If you never get the ball down and never find chances, what reason do they have to respect your offense and not cheat up and play this super aggressive, three-man across half style that they have been playing and they've been finding success with? They're going to have to find some adjustment. Saints so far making the good reads in game 4. A lot of demos in this game compared to last for both sides though.
This time, it's going to be Spoods on the receiving end of the demo. Stokely, a little bit of revenge after being demoed, I think 3 times in this game now, close to that, 2 or 3. Tone comes in with a big carry from the skies. Froze demo in the offensive end as well. Christian, this is a wide open net. The bounce comes back. Christian not to follow up on it, however. Both defensemen are going to make it there in time. Goalies are good. Tone, bounce
the
back,
misplay.
Ramen, that's all you. Number 2, Ramen.
I was going to say Christian, I don't actually hate that he didn't go for the shot because it guaranteed they weren't going to get burnt on defense. They had a good shot at the net. If it didn't go in, it's okay. We cycle it. We play it back. They do exactly that. They play the patience game, wait for Ramen to walk up that middle, finds the goal. Now, though, minute 46, very, very long time in Rocket League time. They're still going to have to put this pressure on. They have to stay sound. They have to keep playing with this sense of urgency, or we know how fast Seton Hall can gather these goals. They like to throw punches in bunches. The Saints, I'm sure, are well aware of that now at this point. It's just, can you get to this game 5 where ultimately anything goes?
I mean, it's like it comes down to it in this kind of, hold on, Spoods with a carry here, bounce off Tone in the net there. What a save is right, Jobin, but when it comes to teams like this, so evenly matched, such high skill, the game goes from car soccer to 4D chess as Froze comes in onto that one, follows up on Tone's great setup there in the goal. Just punches that one straight in through the goal line.
The crossbar actually kind of saved them there. Ramen was ready to make a read on that ball, and the ball just ricochets down to the right side of that net. 68 seconds between Seton Hall and a potential CRL spot. That one's gonna sting just a little bit though if you're Seton Hall. They immediately give that back to the Saints. Those kickoff goals can always be so deadly. Look at Ramen though. He was actually the one to find that just enough of a bump on the ball. Gets it right back to that blue side. The Saints can breathe a little bit of sigh of relief. Not a full sigh of relief, just a halfway one here. Just over a minute to play, but they do still have that 2-goal lead.
Yeah, breathe a sigh of relief, crack half a smirk, but still keep playing this game because 1 minute remaining. Seton Hall, we've seen them put up 4 goals in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to
whoa,
take the reins in a little bit here. Saints need to play this timer. Time is key. Time is key. Time is what's bringing you to game 5 here. Stop worrying about all of these crazy plays. Stokely, though, worried about the fact that they may be looking at a game 5 and says, maybe we want to make this 3-1, 3-1 for both of these series here, as Stokely now gives his team 40 seconds to find this goal. And that goal looked exactly like the one from last game toward that end. The ball goes off the crossbar, gets that nice little touch to that right side, and he cuts a perfect angle. Look at that shot over there from Spoots as well. 30 seconds to play. Seton Hall down by 1. CRL spot on the line for them. Can they close this out in 4? Or will St. Clair be able to ride out the last of this 20 seconds and make their way back to game 5, potentially back to the CRL? But Seton Hall still has enough time for one last gasp here. Every clear, every contention from the Saints right now means everything Froze gonna be shut down by Christian. 2 seconds on the clock, 1 second waiting for that ball to touch down.
Game
It's riding
5.
the edge. There it is, game 5. This is it, the deciding game.
Josh, I'm not ready.
Seton Hall, St. Clair Saints, who is gonna be the one to take this CRL spot?
Oh my goodness. Last week, Seton Hall sent the Saints packing in that loser's bracket. The Saints do the same this week. They get bracket reset by this same Seton Hall squad 3-1. But now, in this final part of the reset, we find ourselves the final resting place for this CRL qualifier. Game 5, St. Clair Saints varsity versus Seton Hall CRL on the line. Now we are underway with the last game of the day.
Did they just change fields on us?
Maybe. Champions Field maybe for the last one.
Looks like it actually. That's a square or a circular crease I'm seeing, but Spoods gonna come in all the way off that kickoff, tries to find that air carry, not gonna be followed up by Ramen. However, Christian playing some great half defense here, great contention onto Froze there. He's not able to push this ball past half, and Ramen, the one to come back in, keep this going. Like the way the Saints have been playing this, however, second a ball comes in like that, you start to sweat, especially with Froze on an angle like that.
Yeah, beautiful touch off the backboard, that bottom right tire, all he needs. The Saints not able to make a play on that ball, maybe not enough boost, maybe a bit of a misread. Froze does not care about either of those things, so all he cares about is the back of that net and this early 1-0 lead for Seton Hall.
Off. Gonna be fairly even. Oakley to follow up on that one in the air, bring it all the way to Saints zone, set it up in front of the net. Tone good for the follow-up, but it's wide towards the right. Saints gotta shut down that aggression before it can happen. Drops down in front of the net. Tone in the air though. Clear that one out. Bounces off of Christian again too. Oakley finds themselves with a good clear here. Boots hands on the ball, sets it up. Christian in the air, can't follow up with that one. Stokely out of the game for a little bit. There's
What a
the
pass.
corner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Demo pass right to the center on the button. Spoods and Ramen, or Christian and Ramen rather, right in the middle of that net. That is exactly what you were looking for, and to get a goal in such beautiful fashion too. Now we have a game on our hands.
1-1, about a minute in. Both of these teams, I think like everyone understands what's on the line here, how big this is. Neither of these teams want to make that mistake. Both of them, instead of getting aggressive with these triple commits, now they're getting aggressive with demos. Now they realize they got to take the safer aggression to come through. 1-2-1. Owen in the corner, sets it up towards the middle. Froze to follow up on that one. A backflip stalls him out. Spoods got a bit of a breakaway, but Tone is going to be the one to follow him up. Stokely there, right on the ball.
So many demos for Seton Hall this game. The Saints have to keep their head on a swivel. Second touch off the backboard, the follow. It's going to be spiked down by Spoods, but the second attempt there from Tone is going to be good. The Saints, they do so good on the goal line, but ultimately it just falls short. That goal gets found, a beautiful save from Spoods, but the follow is just too clean, and just like that, that lead opened up back to 1.
Be 9 for 10 on saves on the goal line, but that one is going to burn you, and right now that one is burning the Saints. 1 goal down. Christian trying to change that. It's knocked towards the skies, however. Spood sets it up towards the middle. Froze knocks it out of the sights of Ramen as he's forced to rotate back and play some defense. Christian finds a good demo. Froze out of the game for a couple seconds as Stokely follows this one up, stalls it for the teammate to respawn. Ramen might have to just refill the boost, clear this out a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a confusion or a mix-up there on the Saints end of things. Hopefully they're able to get this ball cleared because they were all kind of driving around in circles there. Not sure exactly who maybe was supposed to take that ball. Nonetheless, though, Froze going to get a shot on net. Going to be about 15, 20 seconds off this clock as well. And still this Seton Hall pressure. 2 minutes and change for St. Clair. Lots of time to score, but you don't want to get stuck in that Seton Hall trap like the last couple times where you don't seem to get out of your own end. You can't get out of your own way. Froze back to the orange side, trying to see if they can find this third goal of the day. Really open things up for them. Really try to get that confidence boost. It's such a dangerous ball. The Saints all over the field right now on their side. They look a little bit out of sorts.
Every time I see that set up, there's just this nervousness, excitement that comes into me knowing we're going to see another goal come into this game, as Seton Hall has been so good with these aerial setups off the backboard, back down in front of the net, waiting for it. You see them going for it. And I think the Saints see it too, but I just don't think they've I don't think they've found a consistent way to shut it down just yet, at least that isn't going to leave themselves wide open for more.
Yeah, it's the only thing. It's consistently shutting it down. They found it in flashes or these little spots of brilliance, but consistently Seton Hall, the pressure just seems to wear and wear on this team, and the Saints haven't really found that great definitive answer. Ramen, though, doing the dirty work, finding a couple bumps. Christian going to get a shot on net, going to get knocked aside from that crease, though. Now Spoods toward the middle area here, going to keep possession himself, seeing if he can make anything off this left wall. No teammates in the middle just quite yet. The contest is going to be there. It's going to be strong as well. Ramen trying to keep this one popped up over this blue side net, but 59 seconds remaining. The Saints need one goal to keep the CRL dream alive, and Seton Hall right now just trying to drain this clock and punch their ticket. They're going to look for this extra goal as well. That's going to be a third on the board. That's going to be a backbreaker for the side of St. Clair. Now you're going to need to pull out a miracle if you want to make this run happen.
2 goals, 48 seconds. Saints staring it down. Seton Hall, a glimmer in their eye as they see the light at the end of the tunnel. That CRL spot at the end of the bracket. Qualifier here on Sunday. Qualifier number 2 for the East. Seton Hall 30 seconds away from them punching their way into CRL. Saints, do you have anything to say about it? This is your time to make that statement.
Yeah, Seton trying to see if they can find that insurance policy. It's a lot of just skirmishing, wasting the clock. The Saints, you can't afford to be playing this way right now. 18 seconds left, though. Ultimately, for all the hollering and shouting we can do about this game, it looks more than likely like Seton Hall, they will run from losers, get revenge on the Saints. Bracket reset from the loser side. 4th goal going to be pretty much the signature, the stamp on this game. That's going to be the end of the CRL run for St. Clair College. But Seton Hall, with a fabulous bracket reset performance, they're going to end up taking this one in a thrilling Game 5 series. That's going to be all she wrote, though. Seton Hall moving on to CRL.
Timer takes down to officially complete this series. Waiting for that ball to touch the ground, and Seton Hall are your winners, or at least for this pool of CRL qualifier, CRL East qualifier number 2. Seton Hall has punched their way into the CRL here.
Yeah, Seton Hall, fantastic day of Rocket League. The Saints, as we said, they knocked them down to that loser's bracket fairly early in the day, about midway point in that 3-0 fashion. Seton Hall, though, they battled back. They showed why they were so tough to beat last week and why they did end up toppling the Saints, and they do so in back-to-back series. Snatched one away from St. Clair College. I believe that was Game 5, that last series, and I believe the first series was 3-1 before that reset. So great day overall. The Saints made a hell of a run, not dropping any matches basically until those last couple series. But ultimately, that is going to be all she wrote for the Cinderella run.
Great day of Rocket League, but a long one at that. Got to give a quick shout out to the rest of our production team for bearing with us through the day, as exciting as it was. Ryan there on the directing, holding down all of this. We know how hectic it can get on the director there when you have no idea who that next opponent is going to be. And shout out to Daniil on the observing, coming in 2 nights in a row. If you caught Valorant yesterday, you might have actually recognized the name, but shout out to production for making this run as smoothly as possible here, day in and day out. And as we bring CRL Sunday to a close, or CRL Qualifier Sunday to a close, I am Josh Fundy Pafundi, joined by Daniel Jobin today, and it's been a great day of CRL Rocket League to come through. Any final thoughts you got here today, Jobin?
Just fantastic effort. Don't want to overstate how well they played the entire day. Just unfortunately, life throws you curveballs. Things don't always go your way. They're going to be back. There's still a couple last chance qualifiers, a couple things they're going to be able to play and to maybe sneak in by the end of the year. But that's going to be it for now.
We are going to send it to the end here. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We will be back with you next week for some more St. Clair Saints action.